Hello and welcome, Smite fans and HFDL players. We have a banger of a game for you today. It is going to be the Glizzy Gobblers versus Pumpkins Patch. These are a couple of stacked teams full of great players, and this is the Premier League, so you can expect the best play. I am your host, Nathan DePaulo. Joining me is the esteemed Joy Wolf. Say hi, Joy Wolf.
Hi, Joy Wolf.
And we are excited to bring a game to you today. Well, so what do you think, Joy? We've got some great players. I personally am a fan of a lot of the players on Pumpkins Patch. I'm getting to know the players on Glizzy Gobblers. What do you think we're going to see today? Where's the action going to be?
Well, the Chaos team, I don't believe any of them played last season, if I'm not mistaken.
They're all new to me.
So I queue semi-regularly with EMT and Lana, and then watching Little Bit Asian and Swift Fish last season. I'm pretty familiar with the Order team, so I'm really interested to see what the Chaos team can bring out. Kind
I
of the
agree with
wild
you.
card.
Yeah, I agree. Now, what I do know about those players is a lot of them are very highly ranked. So I'm expecting some really solid mechanical play. The question I have is what sort of comms, what sort of synergy? This is both teams' first game this season. This is, in fact, the only second game for the Premier League this whole season. So a lot of these teams are probably feeling out their dynamic, and we're gonna see which team kind of gels first. And immediately we're locking in an Asian after some bands that appear to be pretty jungle and support focused. So that's Mercury. Sorry for a little bit of Asian. I don't know what I just said there. It's early here, and I'm starting to get into the swing of things. Jingwei and Xing Chen. Interesting.
Boo. I was hoping for the Jing Tian.
I
He's
was
been
too.
one of my run it down ranked strat gods recently.
I think he's strong, especially in a meta that's very auto attack focused. I think Xing Chen brings a lot. Having said that, Sylvanas can be very difficult, oppressive early game, and Jing Wei kind of has a soft early. He's known as a late game hunter, so I think pairing them can probably get you through the hump, so to speak. So I could see the appeal. What do you think about this Mercury pickup for jungle?
Um, Given the meta and how the survivability change is making the game go longer, uh, ooh, King Arthur. We haven't seen a
Hmm.
lot of King Arthur, but with the Glad Shield changes, I'm excited to see if this is locked in.
Yeah. So I think that the prevailing wisdom for the last, couple of weeks has been you don't need a tank in solo anymore. You just want somebody who can clear wave because clearing wave is hard. Well, that's interesting. Oh, okay. So we're just trying to choose. It's funny because Chaos Team did the same thing. Um, but King Arthur seems to be one of the few tanky supports. You can go pretty much full defense and still get a lot of damage off. That has survived this sort of meta shift. I like seeing this. I haven't seen a little bit Asian on the King Arthur. He's the solo for this team, I believe, and so I am eager to see how he plays because I know him to be both a very good mechanical player, but also a high level thinker. He's got a lot of strategy to him, and um, he is very aware of counterplay. And so for them to lock in the King Arthur early without seeing the solo laner for the Gobblers, I think that's going to be interesting. It's interesting to me.
Something worth looking at as well. Uh, Lana's signature Ganesha from last year, along with the Geb, that was one of her highly prioritized picks. Obviously, the Capri already banned out, so she couldn't play that. But her Ganesha was a thorn in the side of many last season, so I'm excited to see that return for
Hmm.
her debut season 2 game.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Lana on support. I'm as big a fan of Lana on support as the community is of Pumpkin in general. I think that she's a good player with a lot of good map sense, and that's something that's great on a support player. And she really does look after her little ducklings. She's saved a lot of lives.
Yeah, she was very much my sensei when I made the transition from jungle to support. So Olorun, it looks like Olorun mid.
Yeah, Jingwei
Base,
carry Oleron mid. I can't imagine Jingwei mid. It just would be, I think, an awkward time. But that's a lot of auto attacks, including the
yes,
Sylvanas. Now,
yeah.
maybe not a bad thing. Just saying that's a lot of auto attacks.
Shogun's Kasari will probably see that this match. Uh,
I,
Whether it be coming out of the Sylvanas or somebody else, but
mhm.
time will tell. But
I would agree. The objective shred could be pretty insane, and playing around this Oleron ult can be really hard. I haven't seen a lot of Oleron this season. I'm not 100% sure where he fits in the meta, but I know that late game he does damage, like regardless of where he fits in the meta, and so team fight Oleron ults and the auto attack speed and just the damage and the magical crits, it's going to be a lot to deal with.
I was gonna say, you have a Sylvanas that is very capable of burning beads, whether they're pre-beadsing the ult or beadsing pulls, and then you catch a team or a player without beads in a all-around ult. That's gonna
Yeah,
be lights out.
that's going to be a tough time for whoever's in there, slowly getting just shredded. So rounding out the team with Tiamat and Hachiman, two gods that I really like. I think Tiamat's very strong in mid. I think she's a lot of fun to play. I think she brings a lot to team fights and very scrappy in the fight. And I think Hachiman is a very safe hunter. If you can't be Jingwei, be Hachiman. I think that they have sort of a similar play style, with the exception that I think Hachiman's got a little bit better of an early game. He doesn't really have the struggle bus clearing wave like Jing Wei does, first couple of levels. And I think that those are good picks for them. I see that you know Chaos rounded out the team with Kukulin and Tsukiyomi. I think those are both pretty good picks as well. I don't know if I'd want to be a Kukulin into King Arthur though.
Looking at the two teams, who covering up the names as they always say, who do you have winning this match, Nathan? Just based off the team comps alone.
It's hard to. Oh gosh, yeah, okay. I think it really comes down to late game Mercury. I think that Pumpkin's Patch has drafted a pretty nice team that works around in general, and if you can make space with a Ganesh and a King Arthur so that the Mercury can just jump on somebody and just remove them from the game, I think team fights really go to games go to those late game team fights, and I think Mercury is great in that. So that's my opinion. I do know that the players on Glizzy Gobblers are just top notch, and so I don't think this is going to be easy for Pumpkin's Patch by any means.
Oh, I agree. Going in against the double ADC draft of the Glizzy Gobblers is rough too. A lot.
Triple if you count Sylvanas. That's that's a lot of ranged auto attacks.
All right, I'll give you that one. But
I
yes,
might be memeing a little bit.
just a wee bit. But
Yeah.
we love memes in the HFDL. So
So I pointed this out in the previous game, but it looks like the meta has solidly settled on the red buff start for mid jungle. They had been starting at speed buff, but now they're starting at the power buff, and then going and getting these back harpies before they go to middle lane. Um, the only downside to this strat is when the other team doesn't, because then they can push wave. But if both teams are doing it, they meet up, nobody loses any XP, and they hit level 2 a little sooner.
yeah, hitting level 2 first has definitely been like the that's what you want to be doing for all of season 9. Like
Mm-hmm.
that level 2's power spike has been especially huge. So I think this start has really it really comes to show what season 9's all about.
I think you're
Hitting
right.
level 2, getting the pressure.
Mm-hmm. And it looked like to me that the Glizzy Gobblers got a little bit of that early pressure, and it
We
looks
have an
like they
early
do in
gank into
duo.
solo.
Oh, interesting. Oh, well, That was a pretty good blink. Running upstream and then blinking back downstream. Nice play out of the Cucullin.
Let's see.
Oh,
He
oh, it's
hits
all
the stun.
changed.
Oh,
Oh, my boy
Asian fell for
Asian.
first blood. Unfortunate. But then the re-engage from Maniac. Let's
Oh,
see what happens. Can you get the trade out?
well, you
There
know
it
what?
is.
Maniac played that like crazy. It looked like he threw the Cucullin under the tower and the tower targeted him, but I didn't see a tower shot fire. And I feel like my man was robbed. He might have been able to get the kill and then get out had that tower shot gone off. A 1-for-2 trade, obviously in the favor of the Glizzy Gobblers. But boy, that all started with the gank from Pumpkin's Patch initially. So good response by the Gobblers on that one.
Yeah. Just good awareness from Bursty to realize that his homie was in trouble and he had to help out.
Hmm. Yeah, and the Cucullin played that really well with that slick blink to reposition. Seemed to work out real well for him.
We love to see those finesse blinks. That's what it's all about.
It really is. So one of my favorite moments in Smite is when someone blinks to get out and then someone blinks to chase them. It's just a blink, blink. Okay, so Gobbler's going in for the purple buff. They've got a lot of pressure. They do get it, but the Mercury is here. We've got Bursty coming in as well, but Swiftfish is coming, so it's going to be a 4v3 here at 3 minutes. Oh, the root is good. The jump in is good. First kill goes to the Hachiman. Now the Sylvanas is 1 HP trying to get away. 3 Maniacs chases him down in the purple buff, and now Jingwei is going to get away without any concern of being killed, because that's what Jingweis do.
Just Jingwei things. Minor detail, but they also secured their own purple buff, it looks like.
Oh, they
Or was that just
they
due to
must
the green
have.
buff?
Well, because I thought I saw Sylvanas pick up that purple buff, and so that's what I thought. But we'll see if it fades off here in a second, and that'll answer that question. I definitely heard the sound of someone picking up. Oh, there it goes. So yeah, the Sylvanas did grab the purple buff, but 2 people went down without anyone falling for Pumpkin's Patch. So that was a big win, I think, for Pumpkin's Patch in general.
Yes, definitely. 2 lives for a purple buff is never worth.
Mhm. Yeah, I like to see that early mid rotation. I think that made a big difference because of the lockdown and the knockup that the Tiamat provided. While the jungler was there for the Glizzy Gobblers to help out in the fight, 4 people, that's a lot of people, and they were on their home turf as well.
Yes, definitely. Things are looking pretty even across the board. Slight level lead for the Sylvanas,
Hmm.
but everyone else seems to be pretty even. This Mercury has
Sylvanas
been
ult comes out.
very active.
Yep,
This
and
is
he's
his
chasing down the Sylvanas. Oh,
nice route. Will they get it?
nice fruit.
Doesn't
Nope.
look like they'll be able to clean that up,
If
but
if Hachiman had
engage.
ult, I think that could have. Ooh, yeah, the Tsukiyomi coming in. Aegis comes out for the Hachi. He just got his ult. Does he use it? Oh no, he used it. That's interesting. I must not have seen the effect of it. Well, and Solana goes down, saving the Hachiman. Hachiman barely making it out. I'm impressed that he was able to get out of that one. That was his beads and his ultimate expended to get free. Mercury low HP and mana, and Oleron looking for some action.
I don't know
Oh
if I'd be
gosh,
re-engaging here.
yeah, that
Yeah.
was bold of Swift. Tiamat early damage is not exceptional, and once you hit that attack speed stem, Oleron can do a ton of numbers. Oh man, look at this. He goes in with
Again,
no mana, no health.
these are
Oh, it
some
was a little bit of a
bold
stutter
attempts.
when he got out. Oh, and the Jing Wei. My gosh, everyone's fighting with no health.
I was gonna
Do
say
these people not
these
know about the back button?
these teams are absolutely scrapping, and I love it. They want to put on a show.
6 minutes in, we've got 8 kills on the board. Yeah, for sure. And if you take a look at the assist column, like there's a lot of kill participation, especially in regards to Pumpkin Patch, which let me tell you, that's something that I like to see. Getting a solo kill is one thing, but having the team involved in a fight and getting kills, that's really when you start to see a lead develop. So keep that in mind, players at home.
Looks like they were looking to the Glizzy Gobblers were looking to team fight in mid, bringing the Shiki over, giving Asian a little bit of time to solo farm, um,
Hmm.
catch up a
Yeah,
little bit.
little bit of a lead developing in the solo lane in regards to the Kukulin on Shikigami on the Kukulin. Um, I think that comes from the assist that he got more than anything. Although there's been a lot of action over and left, and so that could have given the Kukulin some time to run around the farm.
Speaking of
Uh,
another gank attempt in left,
Whoa,
successful,
double kill on the Mercury, killing
taking out.
both the jungler and the carry.
You know, you usually expect your Mercury to be farming at this point. You know, just
Yes.
hounding for all of the farm to get his rage. You know, get all his crit online. He has been everywhere. Shout out to Maniac. He's everywhere.
He might even be 4 maniacs.
It could be. Mercury's so fast. We just can't see it. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, that's it. I'll tell you what. I do like to see a Mercury that participates in early ganks. I think that Mercury is very much considered a late game god because that's when he performs. But that dash into a grab where he can, reposition the enemy, that is a really strong CC. I think one of the stronger jungle CCs that can be reliably applied. The ultimate comes out from the Oleron. It looks like, yeah, Lana was in big trouble, surrounded by 3 people and slowed. Swift is in little danger as he's able to make it back to tower. But yeah, poor Lana just got caught out and removed from the game.
Yeah. Again, just a testament to Maniac. He has 100% kill participation, so everywhere there's action, he has been a part of it.
You are right, and that is, I think, a really great observation. Not just kills, but assists and being involved in the fights. He is definitely a big player. A kill.
EMT gets soloed by the Jingwei ult. Unfortunate.
So very close, and EMT used his ult in the fight. I think expecting the damage was going to be enough. You got to see the very rare instance of a Jingwei confirming a kill with her ultimate. 9 out of 10 times Jingweis are using that ultimate to get out of trouble, and what a good escape ult it is. Not a particularly good offensive ult, but when you absolutely have to last hit a 1% health enemy, it is a big old runway, and it's hard to miss.
I was gonna say those solo kills are one of the few times when it is acceptable to use it offensively when you know
That's
you're securing
exactly
the
it.
kill and then
You're securing the
oh
kill, and then you can just back.
yep, beautiful. You love to see it.
Well, so that evens it up from a kills perspective. We are seeing a little bit of a gold lead coming out for the Glizzy Gobblers. They did get first blood, so that's 500 there. But, we've got, I'd say, at least another 1,000 that's coming out of just farming a little bit better. So that's pretty impressive how the Glizzy Gladiators are starting to make this gold lead, stretch out here.
Uh, n- Nothing to scoff at as well. Glizzy Gladiators confirmed the trebuchet. They filled their obelisk first.
That is something. Been talking about this from the first game this season. What do you think about the importance of the trebuchet? Oh, Lana almost made it out, but the tower got her, and then the Sylvanas is able to confirm the kill on the Swift Fish.
Yeah, it looks
The
like it's
Asian
going to
running
be
for
a
his
three
life.
for one unless Asian can. No, he falls.
He
This
does. He
might
Beybladed as
be a
hard as he
Gold Fury
could.
call here. Yeah, to bring in the
I
whole
think.
team. I don't think there's
I,
any way you can really contest this here unless you're just trying to steal. But a
yeah, it
nice
would take
clean
a
three for
lucky
0.
last hit. I think if I'm the Hachiman, that's the play, and that's just take what farm you can, recognize that your life is worth more than a 10-minute Gold Fury, and just don't throw. Just try not to get behind. Right now, the Hachiman's keeping up with the Jingwei, and taking a look at the Ri and Tsukiyomi are pretty much neck and neck as well. Ultimate comes out from the Kakula and Dash pushes the Mercury into the wall. He's able to dash out, but it was looking pretty sketchy. Lana with the ultimate trying to save her life. I'm afraid that she is in no man's land. They made it from Gold Fury over to Pyro in record time.
So not only are they securing objective, the neutral farm and objectives, they're securing the kills. So yeah,
Yep.
this we went from a 2K lead to a 5K lead lickety
Mm-hmm.
split. So this
Yes,
game is looking like it might start to get out of hand if things do not change course quickly for the Pumpkins patch.
I agree. Oh, the ultimate was too quick. Oh, but it still did the damage. And again, just whiskers of health left on the Jingwei. And she's going to be able to fly right back in as if nothing had happened. Because that's
Yeah,
just Jingwei things.
EMT is having a rough time. His ult just not doing enough damage to finish off this low
Mm-hmm.
HP Jingwei.
Yep. Playing really well. Doing well in these 1v1s, but not quite there for the kill.
I think Regency might have a 4-leaf clover sitting on his desk. This man's got some serious luck on his side, or
Yeah,
however.
he's got the plot armor. He can't die. He's in the next season.
Perfect. Uh, Grouping for both teams in mid. Curious to see if anything will come out of this, or just a little pokey
Mm-hmm.
scrap. Looks like nothing's gonna happen. Both neutral objectives are down, so there's not much to really fight over unless you're just invading buffs.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that if I'm Pumpkin's patch, I'm recognizing that we're a little behind. We need to be careful taking fights, but we've got a really good late game team. And so right now, it's just basically keep the Gobblers from stretching that lead out anymore and focus on farm. And if you got to fight, take good fights on our side. The last fight that they lost not so well was basically all the way at their tier 2 tower, or tier 1, is what I mean to say. And so now take the fights on your side of the map.
Exactly, just kind of stem the bleeding and farm for late. Rotate those
Farm.
crops, do what you can. It's time to
Yes.
farm.
Hmm. And Mercury's with Golden Blades, and for that matter, Rage Online can be pretty good at farming. So let's just see him get around the map doing Mercury things.
It's unfortunate though. They got the 6 kills, and as soon as he got his rage, they have not gotten another kill since. So
Yeah,
hasn't been able to stack his rage, get any kills or assists, but I'm sure they'll come eventually.
I'm sure they will too. The way that these games have been playing out, it's giving me the impression we're going to have a high kill count game. Ooh, Lana getting pulled, turning around with the grab. I don't know if that was intentional or if the Sylvanas body blocked her dash out. Oh, but Mercury comes in. The Ganesh ult, followed by the Oleron ult. And the fight is happening in slow motion for half the team. They're repositioning.
This is a
Tiamat was able to
3v5.
do a
This
lot of
looks like a
damage.
good team fight.
It does.
Pumpkin's patch doing exactly what you called for, just taking a good team fight, seeing that the enemy team was caught out a little bit, and taking
Hmm.
advantage.
I really like this call. They got the kill on the Oleron, which I think was a really big kill for them because that's taking the mid and a lot of damage out. And then it looks like they called a reset. And instead of chasing and trying to catch another kill and maybe getting out of position, they just go back to farming as it was. And I think that's a really good play from them. Also, they should be aware that the next Gold Fury is coming up fairly soon, and that's an Oni. So being able to position for that and set up wards and etc. Would be a good idea.
Exactly, and not only did they get the Oleron's life, they uh, they took Sully's ultimate as well, which
Hmm.
is a huge team fight. As you said, the fight was happening in slow motion, all due to that Oleron. That fight won't be available if Pumpkin's patch pushes this Oni Fury right now.
Hmm. Yeah, fairly lengthy cooldown on the Oleron ult, especially early. And I guess on top of that, I want to point out that they played around that ult well. Used CC immune ults, etc., like the Tiamat, to be able to not overly be handicapped by it. For them to fight into that ult and get a kill, really great. And they're picking the Gold Fury under full vision of this. They want the fight. They're like, I hope you come to me. Hachiman dashing in with his ultimate, looking to see what's happening. The Ganesh ult comes out. It's looking bad for blue team. Red team chasing down. Is he able to pick up? He's able to get him. Oh, 3 minis. That's 2 down for Pumpkin's Patch. But that's not enough for the Gobblers. They're still chasing, trying to catch the Tiamat.
And
Oh, and they do catch the Hachiman. Oh, the fight under the tower. The tower's doing work, but it's not enough. Oh my
the
god, it's a
full
complete
deicide.
deicide right after they tried to pull the Gold Fury. I think they flew too close to the sun.
They started turning it around, and then they started to get confident, and we're like, "Yeah, we got this." And then they didn't.
They
Kind of unfortunate.
This
All
is a
that
lot
momentum.
of unfortunate. At 17 minutes, they're giving up an Oni Gold Fury. The Trebuchet is already active. Jing Wei is able to free push, I would say split push, but I don't even know if it's split. Just free push her lane. And that's a 1 minute that the Pumpkins badge doesn't get back while they were sitting in gray screen. That really does set them behind. A nearly 8K lead for the Gobblers at this moment. They the tide has turned, and this is now the Gobblers' game to lose. They squarely have control of this situation.
Yeah, Pumpkin's Patch will really have to rely on their late game carries to put in some work late, get their farm, and hit those power spikes. Because if not, this game could very well end
Mm-hmm.
without much more noise from Pumpkin's Patch if something doesn't change.
Yeah, if I'm Pumpkin's Patch, I think at this point I would say, all right, look, we're farming for 20. We're not even interested in taking fights until we have upgraded starters. Having said that, Mercury is going in on a well-fed Jing Wei and's like, let me see what I can do. He's got his ultimate for escape, so he knows that he's got options. But yeah, I think that they are maybe being a little overconfident, not recognizing how much of a gold lead that the Gobblers have right now.
Yeah.
Kokolin zoning out the Pumpkins Patch team while the rest of his team does the Pyro. Pyro is secured by the Glizzy Gobblers, and so now we've got a very low health tier 1 and mid that the rest of Pumpkin's Patch is defending around.
Yeah, it looks like based on that grouping, it will fall. EMT getting chunked down by Regency.
How to respect the 2-level lead that this Jingwei has.
And
It's
also,
Oh, she goes in. She goes into Tank Tower because she knew she had people coming. Oh my gosh. Mercury trying to get a kill on the Jingwei. It looks like the Hachiman is still alive. Nope, I spoke too soon, Caster's Curse for sure. Tsukiyomi was able to clean it up. Very low health on the Kukulin as he's dead now. Unfortunately, Asian falls as well on the King Arthur. Now it's a solid 3v4. Mercury looking for position, but they're so tightly grouped. Can Tiamat get out? She cannot.
with Fish falls,
And
Lana
neither can
falls.
Lana. That's all but the Mercury dead. These fights are going really poorly for Pumpkin's Patch at this point. They were able to get the Kukulin, but at what cost? Nearly the rest of the entire team.
I'm gonna say, yeah. If you look at it, they've almost gained a 10k lead. That's not where you want to be,
It's
for
not.
sure.
However, Mercury was able to secure his own speed buff, so we don't need to surrender yet. He's
True.
he's able to stay in the game, guys. Don't worry about him.
We're not on
Um,
tilt.
we were not on tilt. I gotta wonder. So as well as the Gobblers played that last fight, what can they get off of it? It's too early for fire, or at very least the time for fire has already passed. No other major objectives up. They're not even going to get a tier 2 other than I guess the mid tier 2 is down. It happened when I wasn't paying attention or I was paying attention to something else. I don't know if that was right after that fight or not, but so while they got the benefit, the gold reward, the XP reward of the kills themselves, it kind of seems like they weren't able to get much stuff after that stuff.
Yeah. Uh, Again, just taking a look at the level leads, 3 levels for the Glizzy Gobblers in the ADC, 3 in support, 3 in mid, 2 in jungle, 1 in solo.
Mhm.
That's tough. That's hard to come back from.
That is, yeah. I've been on the bad side of level differences like this, and let me tell you, if the enemy team wants to push, it is real hard to stop them.
It sometimes feels like all you have is a prayer.
Oh.
Glizzy Gobbler's starting up the Fire Giant.
Hmm.
Halfway there already.
Oh,
Their
more
burn
than half
is
now.
insane. These
They're just
double
taking it
ADCs
up.
absolutely shred. Maniac caught in the back, being chased down by the Tsukiyomi. Wasn't
They
able to
need to
hit
get
the
out. The
ult.
fire giant's already down. There's nothing to be got. No low health bars. If we lose mid, then it's going to be real hard to actually. Oh, we did lose mid. We did lose Asian on the King Arthur, and we lost Lana on the Ganesh. I don't see how they're going to be able to defend against this push.
No, they have 5 strong with fire, and Mercury and Hachi are up uh, by the
They're
Phoenix. I was
they're
gonna say,
going
well,
to
they
end. This defense is going to be so critical. Hachi wasn't able to
yeah,
back. I guess minions stopped him.
Maniac
Mercury's
versus the
there, but
world, and the world will win it all.
oh, I'm afraid they do. They managed to kill Empty Promises and the Titan. First game goes to Glizzy Gobblers after a pretty even early game. They took a momentum and they ran with it and they kept it going. So great play out of the Glizzy Gobblers getting that first win.
That was definitely an impressive showing. It looked more cohesive. They were grouping well. Yeah, they were minding their P's and Q's, playing smart, and eventually they waited for a mistake from the Pumpkins patch, and they capitalized.
Yeah, and they played it well. So what does Pumpkins Patch need to do to be able to change this game to? Are we going to see a ban on the Tsukiyomi? I think he was very strong. We're going to see a ban on maybe the Oleron or even the Kokolin. His stat line isn't crazy, but he was involved in a lot of kills and he had a lot of pressure. And so making space does allow the carries to do carry things.
I mean, I think the Glizzy Gobblers need to bench Shiki. Like, only 2 wards. Kind of cringe.
You hate to see it. You
Nah,
hate to
though,
see it.
our boy was he was pogging off. Him and Bursty, they're engaged. You would watch Shiki go in, and then Bursty coming in behind, cleaning up the low HP bars with the piercing moonlight.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, he was making a lot of use out of that Tsukiyomi. We saw, I think, really great play out of Three Maniacs Mercury. He was running around, certainly getting a lot of kills, a lot of kill participation. Um, but the Tsukiyomi stat line was even better, and it seems like he almost sneakily was able to get up in there. We're
yeah,
gonna have
for
to
sure.
redo this spectator mode. Sometimes Smite just doesn't cooperate.
Smite Spectator is perfect. What do you mean, Nathan? There are 0 bugs. Absolutely perfect. Thing of beauty.
Let me tell you, it's practically unusable for console players. I don't know if that's something that's come up for some of these other people, but you can't even do anything with it. You need the hotkeys and the buttons. I don't even know how people do it.
Yeah. I was. Oh, we're already going
We're
into
we're gonna
game
jump right
two.
into it. Yeah, it seems Picks and Bans was broken, so I just want to talk real quick about we've got a little bit Asian on the Amaterasu. We got Swiftfish on the Morgan, another favorite pick of mine. Just Morgan and Tiamat, I think they're real good mid laners. We've got Lana on the Kepri and EMT Promises on the Uller. That's actually pretty exciting, if you ask me. We saw a really strong Uller play yesterday, where if if you can't DPS them down with a bunch of auto attacks, how about you just hit an axe and delete them with a full Uller combo? That's one way to do it. And so, I think this could be an interesting turnabout. As soon as we get the rest of the screen back, we'll talk about the Glizzy Gobblers setup.
Yeah. Um, there we go.
Yeah. So Poseidon, Shikigami is on the Bastet, so that's Bastet solo, and Bursty, the jungler, is on Cleo, who I think is a really strong jungler and a really strong solo laner. We've got Joel's QT on the Ymir and Regency on the AMC. That is a stand and deliver dual lane if ever I've seen one. No dashes, no escapes, no getting out. Just just slows and damage. They are just going to stand and fight you and either die or win with kills. But
Yeah.
what do you think about these two team comps? Do you think one team is coming out the winner over the other?
Um, I think that Khepri is a premier support right now. Ymir are also seeing a rise in the meta, I believe, but
Hmm.
Khepri will definitely help. Pumpkin's patch, I believe more than the Ganesha, we weren't seeing a whole lot of impact from what I saw. So
Hmm.
hopefully those reses will be more impactful. I do know EMT though, and he will BM you if you do not res him on cooldown. So
So we're going to be testing Lana's mental this whole game, I'm sure. Um,
this whole season will test her mental. Let's be real. But
let's
no.
be real.
Um, I'm really a Amaterasu fan. I really enjoy her god, her presence in team fights with her huge CC ultimate and her different stances,
Hmm.
allowing for speed or damage for her entire team while also
Yeah,
debuffing with her auto attacks.
those
So
auras are big. Yeah, I think that she provides a lot. Not just what the god does herself, like you said, with the ultimate and the damage that she's able to pull off, but those auras and protection shred that comes from the auto attacks, all of that is really, really, I think, big in a team fight. And I think that's what Pumpkin's patch is going to need. I also am a big fan of Achilles jungle. This is something that I've seen run for a while now, and built full damage, Achilles can have record numbers of damage. There's just something about a Hydra's Achilles that's got flat pen where he can hit that stun. It's pretty easy to confirm, and then just get this fat basic attack immediately after. And then if you're moving, you're trying to dash out or whatever, he's got dashes to hit you. He can chase. And then the ultimate's great for tanks that are hard to take down because once you get them to a threshold, then you've got the execute. So I think Achilles Jungle is really pretty effective. I don't know where he lands in this meta right now, but I will say that if you've got a Morgan Le Fay that's able to drop that easy to apply, really effective fear CC that's in her one, on top of big damage numbers from the Achilles, from the Uller. I think that this might be some really good team fights out of Pumpkin's patch, and they're going to have their work cut out for them because Cleo, Bastet, Poseidon, that's a lot of damage too.
I was gonna say what I really want to see is the combo of a Bastet ult pulling you through the Torrent Veil of Kleena.
Oh,
Just all of that damage.
all of it. Oh my gosh, I
If
could
they can
see
pull
it.
it off, whew, I'm hoping to see it. Bursty, Shiki, you know, help your boy out. I'd love to see it. Same starts as last time from both teams, it looked like.
Yeah, they started the red running through. Looks like overall the fights are going pretty evenly. Player damage shooting up from the solo laners.
Surprise there. It's like neither duo lane really got it ahead enough to pressure out one another. They're both standing at the middle of the lane,
Hmm.
and Maniacs are just kind of uh, posturing up, just I'm gonna hit you in the face with my shield. I'm gonna do it
Hmm.
again.
Little pressure in mid lane. You like to see that. A little pressure in dual lane for the other team. So they're more or less even as far as how this is playing out. Bursty having to go back though, that's a net win in this early stage for Pumpkin's Patch. They hopefully will be able to find some farm to be able to get in the absence of that jungler.
For sure. It looked like Maniac just opted to stay in mid lane and maintain that pressure, though.
It's getting them side harpies. Side harpies can be important. They're not worth a whole lot early, so you really got to start getting all of them to be able to turn that into an actual lead.
Yeah.
And
Um,
right now, it's just one side versus the other. Taking a look at player damage, though, Bastet is really shooting up the numbers. It's probably tough to be an Amaterasu right now. Still healthy. Just saying, all of that player damage has to be on the Ama. Oh, I spoke too soon. Ama, half health, getting ganked at the moment.
in both games, we've seen early solo lane ganks. I wonder if this is a precursor for future things we will see in the HFDL,
Hmm.
or
I I suspect there may be some of that, especially as less tanky solo laners is becoming more popular. Good damage onto the Cleo. She's safe, having made it all the way to tower. But yeah, it looks like Pumpkin's Patch was able to defend their blue buff and basically just counterbalance the gank in the solo lane by having one themselves.
yeah, it seems like everyone's pretty net even. Gold is pretty much dead even.
Hmm.
Um, just
Unfortunately, looks like Ama is low and Shiki is not, and the chase is good. Oh my gosh, Asian gets out with just a little bit of health, but does he?
I was gonna say, is he going to pounce in? But
Oh, if I
no,
were Achilles, it would be great to come right back. Although he's looking at this Cleo's
he's getting her speed
speed buff.
buff.
He's gonna run into Cleo. They're gonna find each other. Oh, does
Who's
she
gonna secure
secure
it? I
it?
wonder.
She's got the silence. She gets it.
Unfortunate. You put all that effort into it and can't secure
He
it.
did.
Oh
He did all
no.
the work. Cleo's like, thanks. I wanted one of
Thanks.
these.
Yeah.
Oh, great wall from the Ymir and first blood. Lana goes down to the AMC. Big damage coming out of the B boy. Oh, he's tanking this whole wave though. Uller fighting pretty well in his own wave. He's able to jump out once he got enough mana.
Yeah. Slight level lead before. Now that the first blood is in the hands of the AMC, I imagine he'll only be uh, pushing that further.
Yeah, it's really
Nice
hard to
little
deal with that
bounty.
AMC who's ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think the
the gobblers
junglers are
jumping
gone.
up in player damage.
The junglers have rejoined in mid. One for one trade as it stands.
Yeah.
Jungle for mid, but
Oh, Swift, you
Swift's
might
in a
be
bad
too
spot
deep.
on the immobile Morrigan.
Yeah,
Nice wall.
nice wall. All the buttons used on the Morgan Le Fay, and there's just not much you can do after that. Um, at
I
at least
love
you
a
got the
good
kill.
Ymir, and Joel is doing. His walls are on point. The
Yeah.
chef's kiss. Well done, sir. You've been putting in the work. Your walls are looking on point.
If you look at the little descriptor of the gods in the game, it will say that Ymir is an easy god. And I can see where they're coming from in that his kit is straightforward. However, I think to play Ymir good is maybe harder than just about any other guardian because the wall complexity, when to and when not to, that alone is a huge thing. But also making the most out of the freeze and the ultimate, being able to use the passive and extend the damage on your basic attacks. I think Ymir can be actually a pretty involved guardian.
Yes, as Nathan points out, every reason why you will not be seeing me play Ymir in the Challenger Division.
I think we're gonna. Come on, Joy, let's see it.
All right. We'll see. What week do we play again?
Oh, I know, right? I have no idea. Oh,
Uh,
AMC going in, taking tower shots to pick up his ultimate, manages to just barely not kill the Uller, who
I
gets
was
away
gonna
with
say
just
he was so
fractions
low.
of
It
health.
looked like that honey might have ticked him to death, but apparently not.
hmm Taking a look at the builds, I just want to point out that this is first item dominance on the AMC. A lot of times in these games, you notice that hunters just settle into whatever meta build, and they're building the same thing at the same rate, and that's the way the games were yesterday. But now we got two wildly different builds out of the Uller and the AMC.
The Uller, I definitely understand the transcendence. You want your abilities to be hitting nice and hard. Looks like Swift
This,
might fall here. He does,
yeah.
as does Shikigami. Another beautiful Ymir wall, forcing Maniac to beads with the freeze. Very well played.
Yeah, one for one trade,
But
solo
now
for
there's
mid
a,
laner.
I'm gonna say
Oh
the
yeah,
res is up. There's a
Bursty is super low.
3v1 now.
Oh, Lana
No, a
dot
3v2.
kills Bursty. And a huge Kraken on three players manages to kill three maniacs,
You always
taking them
love to
out.
see that
Asian
though.
and Lana, the two tanks.
Uh, when
Yeah,
you
that
see
was a
your
big fat ult.
Poseidon coming in and they've got Kraken, it's just like, ooh, we about to feast. This is gonna be good. You just sitting there salivating because you're like, hit it, hit it.
Oh gosh, Uller managed to get his purple buff, but now fighting in his minion wave. Oh, but the stun is good. Oh, the hail of
What a
arrows takes him out.
solo!
What a solo. I'll tell you what, that looked bleak for EMT the whole time, but my man had confidence. He stuck
He
to his
knew his
guns. He
damage
played it
and
out.
he did it. Wow. We were
He's
talking
like,
about
one
the
more second
AMC
and I get the
Ymir
axe.
standing to fight. Well played.
Apparently Uller does too. I think that was bold of Regency to continue to take that fight in the minion wave, because he reached a no going back point where even if he gets the kill, he dies to minions on the way out.
And you hate to see that. You work so hard for the solo and then just the anticlimactic dead dominions.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what you do love to see is the turnaround that EMT was able to provide there. That was high drama. Swift getting
That
out by using
was
his ult.
um,
Oh, and same thing with well, maybe getting out's a little bit early to say. Achilles uses his ult for escape. They're able to turn it around. Oh, Bursty gets a kill on the Achilles, but the Poseidon is low. Asian picks it up. Now what do we got? We got low health bars. Oh, Asian is res by a OP ultimate coming out of the Kepri. Lannis doing God's work. Oh, but I spoke too soon. Asian
he
getting
still
dove.
falls. Unfortunate. You hate to see that.
Unfortunate.
You expend the res and then they still get chased down and killed. I
And
mean, Regency
Regency,
returns the favor.
he does, not to be outdone, says, "Oh, you like 1v1s? Check this out." Oh my gosh. Well, Pumpkin's Patch putting up good work in this early mid game. Um, but what we are seeing is that the Glizzy Gobblers are starting to get a lead again. They're starting to, you know, uh, take advantage of some of these situations, and I think Pumpkin's Patch needs to be careful. They need to be mindful, because I think they didn't respect the initial lead that the Gobblers were getting. Took some bold fights, and if they do that again, I think it could go the way of the first game.
Yeah, it very well could, especially now that we're in the territory of talking about the neutral objectives. As I say that,
Speaking
Sully
of
over
which,
there on the Pyromancer.
mm-hmm.
It looks like there won't be much of a contest from Pumpkin Patch, even though a little bit Asian and Lana are nearby.
Yeah, Glizzy Gobblers take that Pyromancer. They've got a lot of damage with the Cleo and the Bastet, without even having to tap their carries. And of course, Poseidon, his Trident, tremendous amount of DPS on his auto attacks. So their
Uh,
their objective burn is good.
Not only their objective burn, but they have a Kraken to secure. What on Pumpkin's
Yeah.
Patch out secures a Kraken?
Yeah, no, definitely not. It's not Ullr's axe.
I was
Oh, a
gonna say
little bit
they have
Asian
burst,
kicking out
they have secure.
Kirikigami.
That's a scary combination. Usually
It
you get
really
one or the
is.
other. This comp has both.
It really does. Oh, speaking of Krakens, over by
Yeah.
the Scorpion. Oh, the chase is good, but nope. The Leo's able to save the Poseidon's life. Um, all right. Well, it looks. Oh, what are you, Mere
I
Wolf? What are you, Mere Ult? But
I
not a lot
am
of
enamored.
damage. Oh, this is looking. Oh, wow. The Kepriel managing to find him in the middle of that. Um, Also, the shell. Okay, so Maniacs looks like he is going to get out with just the tiniest bit of health, but it's looking bad for the Kepri. It's looking bad for the rest of the Pumpkins Patch team.
And Asian
Alma
is
goes in,
trying so hard just to turn it
but the
around, but he will
damage from
fall.
this, there no health, no mana on any of the Gobblers, but none of them dead.
That is just impressive. They are playing extremely well.
Yeah, they're trading out aggro so cleanly. That is 3 for none, and now
Poor
Maniac.
Maniacs. He's being run at by two characters that are both 3 levels ahead. He's slowed by the honey. Yeah, that's just unfortunate. Not much you can do
That
there. Swift,
honestly
turn around,
is.
my guy. They're coming. They want some of that. You're out of mana. You
They're,
gotta run,
they're
dog.
diving. Oh, but are they too? Lena with the grab while
Shikigami
he's under
too
tower.
aggressive. You know.
They think they've got it. They did get the mid tower though, so maybe it was all a play for the objective. But um, wow,
Those.
Gobblers.
I mean, those two towers. They still hit hard. You can't be doing that. You know.
hmm
You got what you wanted. Just fall back. It'll be okay. You'll get another opportunity sometime.
my
Just
my man saw blood, and he's trying to send a message. So looking at player damage, we've got the AMC and the Bastet just right at the top. The Achilles hanging in there, keeping Pumpkin Patch on the board. Also, the Morgan Le Fay doing pretty good damage, out damaging the Poseidon, which is wild considering those Krakens
I
have
was
been
gonna
pretty
say
on
we've seen
point.
some massive Krakens. That's actually really impressive that
hmm
the Morgan is out damaging Poseidon. Lana just standing there autoing the ward, getting caught out. Unfortunate. Hate to see it.
Yeah, about half that poor Kepri's health on a whirlpool and a freeze.
Yeah.
Um, Having said that, the
Another
huge
another
Kraken.
huge Kraken. Okay.
Poor Kepri.
The the Glizzy Gobblers are just executing it so well. This does not look like a team that's been together for literally a week. They
Yeah,
are
honestly,
playing
the
together
coordination is so
so
clean.
well.
Oof, Shikigami again dying to the tier 2. A surrender vote has started. You hate to see that. A little bit of Asian getting caught out by the team. I wonder which team threw up the surrender vote. I wonder if that was Shiki for dying to the second time to the tier 2.
Yeah, you
AMC
hate to
just being
see
a
it,
menace.
but you gotta know. I mean, towers were buffed. They do damage. They'll hurt.
They do damage, and there's a lot of grabs and stuns still on Pumpkin's patch. So you gotta recognize they are doing damage.
Yeah, you're ahead, but you're not invincible yet.
We were just talking about the Poseidon's damage, and take a look at the player damage charts. He has jumped up to third place. Those Krakens are doing work, and
Yes,
they are getting the job done.
very well done by Selly. Every Kraken we've seen hitting at least 2 people, if not more. Um, um, Pumpkin's Patch about 4K behind.
I think a better position than they were at about this time last game. I want to say
I
it
was
was
gonna
getting up
say,
to 9
mixed
or
it.
something 8. Poor Maniacs. Just
Yeah,
just got caught out. These Ymir freezes have been just oppressive.
yeah.
He's
Joel,
catching people out.
if you wanna give me some tips, I'm willing to
Seriously,
learn.
my man should start a
Help me out.
master's class. He put up a wall so he could clear the ward in peace. That's
I love that.
that's those next level strats that they don't teach you in
That's
regular
just
school.
That's just big energy right there, you know.
It is. It very
Just
much
leave me
is.
alone. I'm dealing with your ward. I'll deal with you
And
later.
and Ymir's got the biggest energy when you think about it. He walks around with a big club like he knows something that you don't.
Exactly. We love Ymir here.
Now I like to see that Pumpkin's Patch is trying to pick up. Oh no! But the Kraken. That pull was
Nice
so good.
aggroing
Pumpkin's
it
Patch played
out
that really
away from
well.
the Kraken.
Yes, that was good. The
They
Ama
got the
ult, but it doesn't get a stun
objective,
because I think the
but
beads are out. Yeah, I hope they can get out. Poor Gepri, always the first to die. Oh, but Swiftfish gets a kill on Joel's QT, so that's a support for support. How do they play the 4v4 from here?
it
Well,
looks
both
like,
carries are
yeah,
missing.
Shiki
Oh,
getting ulted. Unfortunate.
and now
Maniac
Bursty
finding
all
the
by
execute.
himself does get Swiftfish, but dies in return. So that is 3 for 2 in Pumpkin's Patch favor. I had to check myself before I said it because
Yeah, I was
this
gonna
is
say.
this is the first time in about 5 minutes, maybe longer, that things have gone the way of Pumpkin's Patch, and you love to see it when the underdog starts to make a bit of a comeback.
Exactly. Well played to them. Gotta you've got to pick your fights when you can, and like we said last game, you know, they're definitely not uh they are picking some good fights, you know. They're
Hmm.
not, like I said earlier, they're not until they've kept their wits about them and they're still doing the best they can.
Well, so it seems like Lana's died a lot on the Kepri, getting caught out and dying first, but she's even levels with the Joel's QT's Ymir, who we were just complimenting. So credit to Lana for staying relevant, staying XP close. Joel's just ticked over to 13, so it makes me look like a bit of a liar, but I'm just saying it's not a huge level diff in the supports. Oh, big Kraken, but it looks like the Aegises were good. Swiftfish is able to get out with the benefit of the Kepri res. Unfortunately, the Kepri does not. I may have just castered cursed Yulana. I'm sorry.
You, I think what she needs to do is just stop using her res on her teammates and just start resing herself, realizing that you're
Right?
the most important person on your team, and just start resing yourself.
It could be true. It could be true.
Glizzy Gladiators, though, starting up the Fire Giant. Uh,
Yeah.
it looks like Maniac's going to be forced out or killed. Yeah, he will fall here. Asian falling low.
Yeah. This
Uh,
is this is
Fire
looking
Giant
rough.
at half. Kraken has been expended, so if Pumpkin's Patch can get in, they might be able to find a kill on the Fire Giant, but it doesn't look
Oh
like they'll be able
no.
to. Yeah, the
Did
team
you
fight
kill the
going the.
fire giant? They don't. The Ymir stands with 1% health. Oh my gosh, the front line has been so effective for the Glizzy Gobblers.
Yeah, well
Just
played.
impossible to get past the Ymir and the Clio, for that matter, the Bastet as well. Here one goes down. Still a lot of towers on the board. I have a feeling that's about to change soon.
Yeah, it looks like they might start sweeping the towers.
Hmm.
Uh,
Waiting for
you know,
minions. Oh,
cashing
AMC
in
is like, but
those.
what about this XP though? Hmm. Yeah, it seems like the calls were maybe a little ambiguous there for the Gobblers. They couldn't decide if they wanted to siege or back or farm, so they kind of did all three or didn't. Um, they've got Fire Giant. They're in a solid position. They're going to have that buff for a while. So I suspect that they decided it's a good time to slow play, grab that minion wave on left, which has been pushing up. Um, Interestingly enough, I didn't see when that happened. But looking at towers, there's three on the map for regardless of Phoenixes. There's three towers for the Glizzy Gobblers. There's four for Pumpkin Patch. Uh, um, so I think that a split push happened during one of those fights where they took a tier 1 and a tier 2, and I didn't even see it.
Yeah, we must have missed it. That or, minions OP.
Minions OP, they strong now. They're strong like
Yeah.
bull.
Um, And it kind of seems like where the youth of this Glizzy Gobblers team being only together for a week, not really sure what the call is here from them.
Maybe
Kind
not
of
sure who the
spread out.
shot callers are. The
Yeah, I mean, it's been a week. Some of these teams might not have even played together. This could be their first time playing as five, and it
that
takes
happened
some
with
time.
both premier teams in yesterday's game. They were like, "Oh, this is our first time to get all five together." It's interesting to see and exciting to see what sort of synergy they'll have. Big Kraken manages to hit two. Poor Frozen Amaterasu manages to get out with a dash. So now all five of the Glizzy Gobblers are queuing up, trying to get into siege position. Meanwhile, it's three under tower with the Achilles lurking, looking for something. Do they know he's there? Surely they do. Yeah, he's been caught out. Oh, the blink is
Nice
good.
blink.
The
You'd
grab is
hate to
good, but
see
the
the
tower goes
defensive
down so
blink,
fast.
but it's what was necessary there.
Yeah, he needed to reposition. He manages to get out. Again, the dash with the Ama gets him out with just a fraction of health. Oh, but Swift is in such a bad
Poor
position with that wall.
Swift. That wall just, there was no chance.
There was no chance. And the Poseidon was able to chase down the Achilles as well. Super fast Poseidon, just hitting like a truck. Um, this build is very lifesteal focused as well, and he's starting to build into attack speed, which works really well on Poseidon.
Yeah. I mean, we saw Selly on the Oleron last game, another auto attack based mage, also performing really well. Um, are they going to be able to end here?
They
They
might.
are five
Again, there's
strong with
still a
Fire
lot of
Giant.
towers. They are. Regency getting a kill. Asian being able to
Yeah,
return a
that's
kill,
going to
but
be the
Regency getting a
game.
double kill. I don't see any way that Swift's able to defend this. Kraken is used. Titan 1% health. Regency gets a triple kill and kills the Titan. That is 2-0 for the Glizzy Gobblers. They are the winner of this set. Great play by Pumpkin's Patch. We see him put up a great fight, but once Glizzy got the momentum, they ran with it. Wow.
That was quite a showing from the Glizzy Gobblers. Really playing as a unit. Every player was standing out in one way or another.
They
We
really
kept,
did. You got to see a lot from each individual player.
yeah. It just goes to show how skilled these premier teams will be. Uh, they're if that's what we have to look forward to for the rest of the season, we are in for a really entertaining season, I think.
I absolutely agree. I think that you really hit it on the money because this is just the beginning of the season, and we're seeing this really tremendous high skill level play from these teams. I think this season is just going to get more and more action packed and more impressive.
Yeah, most definitely.
I don't know if we want to talk about these stats just a little bit, but the AMC taking top damage at 26K. I don't even know when that happened. He wasn't even on my radar at one point. Yeah, Poseidon with 20K. The Bastet was 22K almost. Lots of damage coming out from this team. Um, they very much followed up on the CC. Got big numbers.
Yeah, it very well could have been during that triple kill in the end fight, but those big chain kills will always boost your
Hmm.
damage. But um,
Yeah, and ADC's late game. They are swinging and certainly very strong right now. I think that we're seeing a lot from it. Um, gosh, I feel like Pumpkin's Patch did a really good job of playing around this team. It's just that the way that the Glizzy Gobblers were able to exchange out aggro, keep their low health players alive, manage to keep the fight going, chase down low health players. That was the real difference. Is like the fights would go more or less even, but Pumpkin's Patch would end up having somebody getting chased down, while the Glizzy Gobblers would manage keeping somebody alive. There were a lot of times that happened, and so that's That's that high level play this that really separates a team of just good individual players versus a team of players that play together.
For sure. Uh, are we doing any interviews this game? I know we were a bit behind
We
the
could certainly
action.
reach out and see if anybody wants to join. Yeah, the games may have ended a little while ago from the players' point of view. Let's see. Jimmy, do you want to message anybody on the Glizzy Gobblers or, for that matter, Pumpkins Patch and see if they want to join us?
And, and uh, it was definitely a showing from everyone on the Glizzy yes, Gobblers. I almost said Gladiators. That was their old team name. But pardon. Um,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and for those that don't know what a glizzy is, use Google. Yeah, I don't want to have to tell you. I don't want to be that guy. That's not my job. But
Nathan's
yeah,
never that guy.
I'm never that guy. I'm always the other guy. So take a look at the builds. So the AMC build I think is the most interesting in that it went dominance into um, the man. I'm spacing on the name of this item right here. Um,
Atalanta's bow.
Atalantas, yes. And then into Aussie, into Wind Demon. So that was late crit. You usually see crit built a little earlier. In fact, they were building crit into the second item, setting aside in yesterday's games. So that's fourth item crit.
Well,
Well, except
don't
that
forget that Atalanta's
Atalantas
does give crit now. Yeah.
I did right up until that second. So maybe that was part of it. That was what was doing it. It's not a high percent chance, but um, that second item, Atalanta's, a little bit of lifesteal, a little bit of crit, a little bit of attack speed, just a lot of stats that you want when you're a carry. I gotta point out that Poseidon, he didn't get to upgrade it, but he went the jungle starter, um, presumably for more farm because he was definitely farming, but also presumably to be able to build Bumba's hammer late game
Yes, I was
because
gonna say
that
Boomba's hammer
healing,
Poseidon sounds
that
very
damage,
scary.
yes, that is scary. Because clearly he was going to go to an auto attack build after this, and so I can only imagine had this game gone any longer how just oppressive that Poseidon would have been.
Yeah, that's something I don't want to really think about. I still have nightmares of getting Krakened
Hmm.
as a support. Not buying beads, kind of tragic.
Yeah, I just got to point out Morgan Le Fay, Swiftfish, was playing really well, was getting damage off, was doing good, but 5 levels down, level 15, just was denied the chance to get any farm or XP. Had to go from fight to fight, and when you're in that position, when you're just like going from death screen to racing to the next team fight, getting killed, and then going from fountain to the next team fight, and you never get a chance to catch up on levels. That's just a bad place to be. That is really hard to come back from.
Yeah, and credit to the Pumpkins patch. Obviously, as we said earlier, these are some really talented players, but they stuck it out, made it a game up until the very end.
I am a big fan of all the players on Pumpkins Patch, and I very much want them to do well, and I very much think they will do well. I think we saw a lot of good play from them. Glizzy Gobblers, a really strong team. They really showed up today, and that was, I think, a part of it. But I would not count out any of the Pumpkins Patch players, not for a second. I think that we're going to see them gel even harder. I think we're going to see a lot of really thought out team comps because there's some brainy people on this team, and so I think that this season is just going to get more and more competitive.
Oh yes, I'm excited to see what directions these teams head as they kind of grow and learn as a team.
Hmm.
Who their shot callers are, what kind of game plan they like to attack the game with. I
What
am very excited for as the league progresses to watch these teams develop.
I couldn't agree more. It looks like we don't have any interviews set up, so I think what we're going to do is go ahead and wrap up this stream. This has been a really exciting game. Loved seeing how it played out. Love getting to meet these new teams and how they play. And so I hope that the viewers got to enjoy this as much as I did. Again, my name's Nathan DePaulo. Thanks so much for joining me. And Joy Wolf, why don't you send us off?
Uh, all right, everybody, have a good day, and don't forget to peel your carries.
Well said.
Oh.